Hi everybody and welcome back to the Going For It Sim Studio. I have noticed that sim rental time has gotten to be pretty expensive. So today what I want to talk about is how to help any golfer of any level get the very most out of every single minute of their sim time. Let's talk about it. So now that we're kind of hitting the middle of winter, you're probably already starting to look forward towards your spring start of your golf season. And you might be thinking, I need to get into a sim bay and I need to get my swing back to where it needs to be. Maybe you just want to go have some fun. Maybe you are working on a swing change. Maybe you're working with a coach and you have some work to put in. It doesn't matter if you're brand new, if you're in it for fun, or if you are a lifetime scratch golfer and you're looking to really kind of hone in some of your skills. Getting into a simulator can cost a lot of money. In fact, I think I remember when I started looking a few years ago at starting this project, sim time was roughly $40 to $60 per hour. I'm seeing new sim houses pop up that are over $100 an hour. Now, that's probably for good reason because you're utilizing technology that costs a lot of money and they need to make their money and keep their lights on as well. But how do you, as the golfer, get everything out of each minute of that time? Where there's one very simple tip and it's going to make things a lot easier. You ready? It's going to sound kind of silly. You just need to make a plan. It's that simple. When you schedule your sim time, what are you going to do with that time? Is this time just to go play around on your favorite course and just have a good time? Are you going to go hit a range session and just hit? Are you working on something specific? Are you working on something mechanical? Are you wanting to utilize their camera technology to record some video for you to look at later and analyze? It doesn't matter what you're going to do. You just need to make sure you know what you're going to do before you walk in to that bay. Because what you want to avoid is simply wasting 5, 10, 15 minutes trying to figure out what you want to do. So say you've already gone on to About Golf Sim Locator feature. You found a sim house that utilizes About Golf and you walk in at your start time. You set your clubs down. The host says, here you go, have fun. You're going to enter a screen like this and you got a lot of stuff to do. You're going to want to log in, right? And if it isn't About Golf Simulator, hopefully you've already downloaded the AG Locker app and set up your profile so you could log in simply by scanning the QR code in the corner or putting in the SIM number. That generally takes less than a minute to get signed in. Okay, we're already wasting time. Then you got to decide out of all these menus, what do you want to do? If you want to play around, you go in there and there are over 90 courses that you get to pick from. You look at one and you're like, oh, let's play that. No, I want to do this one. Oh, maybe I'll do that one. Next thing you know, 3 or 4 minutes has gone by. Okay, if you want to do a range session, if you click on the range down here, it's going to open up to over 30 different types of ranges. There's a lot of stuff in there. What kind of range are you looking for? What exactly do you want to do with that range time? So as you see, you quickly start losing a quarter of that hour that you paid however much money for. So if you go into it with a plan, you can walk into the sim bay, put your clubs down, sign in, pick what you want to do, know what course you want to go to. By the way, the course catalog is in the AG Locker app. That's a good little tip. So you can look through the courses and decide what you want to do. Okay, so time length of stuff. Let's just hit that real fast while we're here in a longer form YouTube video. A round of 18 by yourself, if you really rally through every shot, will take you about 40 minutes. That's about my average time out of the hundreds of rounds that I've played. Now, it's definitely a good idea to slow down a little bit. So to fit it in that hour, but that does give you plenty of time to come in if you weren't quite prepared and pick the course you wanted to play. It also gives you enough time to maybe even fit in a few extra holes if you finish your 18 or maybe some practice on the range. Range time obviously just depends on your speed. Okay, what you got to remember is time goes by a lot faster than you think. So if you're used to going out to your outdoor range, you get your bucket of balls for a lot less than you're paying for a bay, set those down on the ground, You can take your time, which is how you should practice. You shouldn't just hit 100 balls every 30 minutes, you know? You want to take it to where you're figuring out what you're doing. You hit a ball, you really think about the shot. You think about what you could have changed to make that shot do what you were actually trying to make it do. Now you're starting to lean into targeted practice, right? All of your practice should have a focus, and it should provide you an outcome when you walk out of that sim bay. Okay, if you're going to start to introduce the camera systems, it just takes a little bit longer. You hit a shot, you make sure the footage is what you want. If you want to save and forward that data to yourself, however that sim house is doing it, or with About Golf, you can save it directly to your AG Locker app, where you can then forward it on to a different program for analysis or to your coaches. But that just all takes time. And unless you're going to a sim house really, really often, and you can get a lot of practice with that particular sim to where you're as efficient as I am with an About Golf simulator, and you can walk in and just navigate stuff quickly, you really just start to waste time. So I know this has been a few minutes on one basic topic, but I just cannot bring it home enough. It's really important not to go home after that hour and be like, oh my gosh, I wasted so much time doing XYZ. So have a plan. Just have a plan. If you're going in with buddies, keep in mind that things are going to move a lot slower. Don't plan on playing a round of 18 with 2 people even in an hour. It's just not going to happen. Things take a long time. If you're setting up a game, whether you want to do a match play or any sort of different style of gameplay, it takes a little while to get things set up. So just kind of keep in mind it's going to take some time. So when you do schedule your time, maybe book a little extra if you've got buddies in there, or if you want to do something that's going to take you a little bit more time. You want to avoid having the clock pressure you and what you're trying to work on. Golf is hard enough as it is. Let's remove some of those variables. So now you know how to utilize every second of your sim time. You just need to have a plan when you walk in, okay? Bonus tip, if you've never been to that sim house or used that simulator technology that is provided at the house of your choosing, make sure you show up a little early and get the lay of the land. Get there, find out how things work so that when your hour starts, you can get going. Now, if you've got a sim house owner that's a little bit more lax, there's nobody that has the bay booked behind you, they may be able to give you a little bit of a buffer so that you don't have to learn quite so quickly. Have fun in your sim. Please like, follow, and subscribe. I'm going to continue explaining how folks from new and beginner golfers all the way up through advanced golfers can utilize simulator technology to not only have a heck of a lot more fun playing the game you love so much, but how to utilize that time to make yourself a much better golfer. Until next time.